Welcome to Broken Ogre Farm. This is Josh. So I'm out here today doing a small project. My wife got me some heirloom fruit trees for Christmas to put up here at the farm. They're from Trees of Antiquity, not sponsored. Again, an heirloom tree is a tree that the seed from the fruit should bear the same fruit or the same type of or variety of fruit as the parent plant, whereas some hybrids you're never really sure what you'll get, or some of them are sterile as far as the seeds are concerned. I have some other fruit up here, apples and other things. I'll walk through the orchard or what I have already planted, but I've got a pair of pears and a pair of peaches. I don't remember the types. I'll have to get them out. When I get them out of the box, I'll remember and I'll shoot a quick snippet of that. Anyway, I'm not going to show you me digging the holes. I'll just space them out, dig the holes, plant them, and then we'll take a quick walk through of the rest of the orchard or area for now. So what I have is a pair of French plums and a pair of Pintao? I don't know. Anyway, that word peach. Two of those, they should be able to fertilize each other. I think one of these is self-fertilizing, or these are, I don't remember. They may both be. That may be why I got them. In case one of them dies, I can still potentially get fruit out of them. Anyway, as you can see, they're already starting to bloom up a little bit, on at least on the peaches. The plums are starting to get some leaves on them. I hope we don't get any cold snaps. It is still February, and I've lost a couple of trees, or had bad times with some trees, because we got a bad cold and lost all the leaves. So we'll see what happens. But this is when they're supposed to plant. So here we go. Red clay. Welcome to southern parts of the world. Tends to be a bit of a sticky mess. So one thing I am going to do with these trees is, because of the amount of deer that come through my front yard here, they do tend to eat little trees. So what I do is I've got a roll of this 4x2 or 3x2 welded wire mesh. And what I do is I just make a quick circle out of it, just big enough to cover the tree. And then I cut the bottom ring off, just so there's spikes I can kind of stick into the ground. I don't know how well that's focusing in. Anyway, kind of see it there. Anyway, it just kind of works in. These aren't permanent, of course. These are, you give them a couple years, and then what I'll do is I will come back and I'll put drainage pipe, 4-inch drainage pipe around the trunks. That protects the trunks from the deer coming along and scraping their antlers on them. I've lost several trees to that. I have tried to use this wire mesh down on the property to cover a couple of trees I had planted way back on the back end. But a bear came along and rolled it up like a beach ball and ripped the tree out of the ground while I was doing it. So it's just a plaything for a bear at that point in time. And that's no good for anybody. So I'm going to go test fit this one, and then I will repeat the process 3 more times. So as I said, giving a quick test fit. So these are the peaches, the word I can't say, peaches. As you can see, I just kind of stick them in there. Now, there's not a lot of room between the branches on these. I mean, the plums are just twigs. They'll get branches, but again, I'd rather trim some of the branches back, which you should do anyhow over time, because the deer can't really get in there too well. And if they eat some of the branches, it's fine. It's not supposed to be 100%. But a deer will eat this all the way down to nothing. So that seems to be a pretty good fit. So now I will go repeat. All right, everybody. There you go. 4 newly planted trees. Pear, peach, pear, peach. Peaches, like I said, are already starting to bloom out a little bit, which is interesting. They got fuzzy things, but they are spring, early summer type fruit. So let's hope they do good. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, they're pretty well planted, and they're going to be what they are. So the screens will hopefully keep the deer from eating all of the new leaves. They do get pretty bad. I'll show you around a little bit on what I have also in the orchard or front yard. So I got this thing. These are Arctic kiwis. Supposedly a male and a female. I had them at my house for the longest time, and they didn't do very well. I mean, they got huge, but I have never seen a flower and has never seen a fruit. So I transported them up here. I have my doubts that they'll live, because I was pretty rough on them transporting them. I'm kind of, as with the trees and everything else, I tend to be heavy-handed. I've got this little twig here and a similar little twig right over here. These are a native plant to this area called a pawpaw. They're supposed to have like a banana-like consistency once they get the fruiting size. They were doing really well last year, had great big leaves on them and everything. And then some little bug that came along and made a whole bunch of like little mud daubs or poo daubs or whatever tied up in them. I sprayed them down. They started getting leaves back. It got cold. They lost their leaves. What are you gonna do? And then I got some grapes. Yes, I have run this. The deer were mutilating that one. It's so little. I will probably have to end up cutting that off if they come back. Again, a very poorly done design here. This one is bigger, and they actually grew okay last year. I don't think you want to see my nose. I say too much. Damn it. Anyway, these are crab apples. They're actually starting to bloom out. You can just start to see the buds coming out. So I don't know if everybody's familiar with crab apples. They're just little bitty type apples that are bitter. I grew up with a really big one in my front yard when I was little. Again. I guess we'll make this one into a drinking game. Then all the times I say, you have to take a drink. I don't care. It doesn't have to be alcoholic. Just take a drink. There we go. Take a shot. I'm going to get rid of these cedar trees. I'm not a fan of cedar trees. My wife really is not a fan of cedar trees. They also carry cedar rust, which will be a problem I'll discuss in a second. So I also have 3 pecan trees. This poor pecan tree here, I think they're all desirables. My memory's terrible, so I can't remember exactly, but this poor pecan tree here has died back twice. First time it got topped off when it was about that big around. It got topped off right in here by a squirrel, and it died back. And then it grew a short stalk, and that one rotted out. And then I was like, well, damn. So I pulled that up, and when I pulled the black plastic up here, like I was mentioning earlier with the store drainage pipe to keep the deer from getting into them, so scraping them. When I pulled that off, because I was like, well, it's dead, there was a brand new stalk coming up from the root, and that's that guy. So I have 2 other ones over here. I have gotten a grand total in the 7 years I've had these. 6 years. I've gotten a grand total of 1 pecan that was able to be eaten. But they're getting better. A lot of the years the soil wasn't great. And then I have another crabapple tree here. Apparently a downed pine tree I need to clean up. And then a whole series of apple trees. I bought multiple varieties of apple trees. I bought Granny Smith's, Red Delicious, some Macintosh, some Fuji, some Honeycrisps, I think. I bought 5 different types for several reasons. One, I wanted to see which ones did well, but unfortunately I don't remember which ones are which. So I have like 3 of these trees that produce pretty well, and then the rest of them kind of don't. That was one of those, I got them and I didn't think about it. So we'll keep looking. I have one that's over there that's real, falls over all the time. I need to trim them back a little bit, but some of these do really well, some of them don't. But one of the other reasons I got them is because they drop apples at different times of the year. You know, some drop them in late August, some in September. So I had it kind of where if they all produced, they would have produced apples from August to the 1st of November on like a 3-week rotating basis. Which would have been great. But then, you know, oh, dang it. See, this is some deer mess right here. You can see where they got in here and scraped up the side of this tree real bad. I don't know why they only did one side. But that tree's also got a lean. It's doing a bit of the gangster thing. It's rocking away a bit too much for me. So that one definitely needs trimming back. It has way too many limbs. This is the one that produces pretty well. This one produces pretty well, and that one over there produces pretty well. As you can see, I have some more dead trees. I think I have pine beetles in there. A few more little cedar trees that need to come out. That one over there definitely. Got a big one on the other side of the house. Anyway, but that's my fruit story, and I'm sticking to it. So hopefully we can continue to have a good year with them. Hopefully the pawpaws come back, and hopefully those 4 trees I just planted establish okay, and hopefully my Arctic kiwis decide to quit being prudes and produce some offspring so I can eat them. Drink. We'll have to wait and see, but that's pretty much it for today on the orchard, quote unquote. I guess you could call it that. So I have some other things I'm going to do, and I'll do some videos on those probably, because I got to do some catch up on things I thought I did videos on, but didn't have any sound on. Anyway, I'm rambling. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, yell at me, tell me I'm an idiot. I already know that. Doesn't matter. So have fun. Talk to you later.